Hey, I'm going to be painting some cups today. So this is a cylindrical shape which I've thrown on the wheel and it has now been bisque fired as well. It's a pretty chunky cup, as you can see. It has a much heavier base and a slightly more thicker rim. And now we start sketching. I am making a cup for a friend who's about to graduate from school soon and she loves cows. So I decided to make it specifically cow themed just for her. So in certain areas you can kind of see that it's a little bit dusty and kind of grey at the moment because I keep erasing and redrawing. But I'm not too worried because the graphite dust and all that graphite stain will eventually burn off in the kiln when I put it in for glaze firing. And now we are into the painting process. So as you've probably noticed that this is not the same cup as shown in the previous clip, but for this cup, I've already drawn the design off camera and had already actually started painting it. But this is just a continuation of painting, so don't worry, the cow cup will be coming back. Anyways, this one that I'm painting is actually ocean themed. I drew a pufferfish, of course, with other little fun creatures in there. And so this is what it looks like. Ta-da! It looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. Now the cow cup is back. As you can see, I'm painting little square patterns onto the top part of the cup. And usually painting all the stripes takes me about 2-ish hours in a way. Just cause I want to make sure, it's all a solid color. So I have to go and put several layers on top and hopefully it doesn't end up streaky, which is not what I want. Or sometimes it's because I'm just a really slow painter. And making a cup like this as a whole usually takes me several hours to finish painting. Taking a break is really needed because my eyes can get tired from focusing too much. It really takes out a lot of energy, but it's also at the same time really fun to do. I don't know if you could see, but I'm actually having a little bit of trouble painting this stripe at the moment just because it's not in my usual position of how I paint my cup. I actually don't really use the banding wheel when it comes to painting. I only use it to sort of observe. Like when I'm done painting, I put it on the banding wheel. I usually put it really close to my face, which you will probably see in a bit. And there you go. Now look at me zoom. If only I could work at this speed in real life, that would be great. But I also just love how the sun is shining and you can actually see it setting through the window, which I really like. But these days, it has been getting colder in Adelaide, so you guys make sure to dress comfy and warm. Now I've already finished painting the stripes, and so now we're moving on to the cow's face. Again, like I said before, I find it a little bit hard to be painting like this, which is really weird. I'm normally not on the banding wheel. Somehow I just seem to focus better when I'm holding the cup right in my face. It's not good for my eyes, but it is what it is, I suppose, but it is something I need to take note in the future. But you can see here that we're still painting the face, taking my time with it. Sometimes with processes like this, you really don't want to rush. I like to just go over it multiple times. Again, because I don't want it to end up looking very streaky. I really want solid colors. So you can see that I'm going through, just again, multiple layers of white and really just taking my time to make sure that I fill up everything and not leave any streakiness actually. A tip that I learned from my lecturer was actually after painting your underglaze and letting it dry, spray some water on it and you can see what it looks like after it's being fired, just that effect of it being more pigmented, and it doesn't and the water doesn't affect the underglaze whatsoever, but you can kind of tell how it would look, and that has really helped me a lot in my practice. And we are almost finished with the face. Again, going over multiple layers. And now we're heading for the nose. So I initially thought I could give him a little nose ring, but I realized I didn't have that small of a brush that could probably achieve that idea. But, I think he looks good without a nose ring, But yeah, his nose is a little bit red. Very cute, very round. Now we're almost done painting the nose, and we'll move on to the next part. Now we're starting to paint the cow ears. There's not much I can say during this process because it's all just really very therapeutic. You do have to be patient with it. But using underglazes to paint is just one of the best parts of working with ceramics, just because you can create so many things with it. Now you can kind of see that I got a little bit too impatient with painting the cow ears on a banding wheel, so I decided to now stick my face close to it so I can see what I'm doing when adding on the details. I'll try to think of a better way to film next time, because I do realize that this is not a very good angle because you can't really see what I'm doing, but bear with me, I will figure it out. Yay, this is what it looks like. Cue the happy jiggles. Yay! And now we're speeding again. Before I forget, for underglazes, I mostly use Chrysanthos underglazes, but I'm also using a Walker's Ceramic Forest Green underglaze, which is so good. And this is what it looks like at the end. It looks really nice. Now this is after a couple of days. I have now dipped both the ocean and the cow cup into a bucket of clear glaze. Something I need to take into account is probably swirling the cup in a couple more seconds in the glaze, and it would have probably resulted in a better and glossier finish if I just did that actually. And this is what it looks like at the end. It looks really good. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I love the bubbles that were added onto the cup, and it was something that I added on the impulse just because I felt it wasn't giving enough pizzazz almost. I really like it. I'm very happy with it. The cow cup is a bit more simple and much more neater. It did have a bit of a mishap in certain areas, especially with just the underglaze, dribbling a little bit. It could be due to the kiln placement and it being too hot, hence why it kind of washed out a little bit. And I also accidentally wiped some of the underglaze off whilst I was wiping the clear glaze off the foot of the cup, which is so annoying when that happens because I didn't even notice it until I was done wiping. But I do hope to make more similar cups like these soon, and hopefully they'll be up in my online shop and in the physical Jam shop. And speaking of the Jam shop, I would like to make a little announcement. I finally made a product to put into the Jam shop. And if you don't know what the Jam shop is, it is a shop which sells a lot of beautiful crafts made by artists and crafts makers that are in the JamFactory or are part of the JamFactory. And so I'll put a link down below so you can actually check it out. Just gonna tell you now, they're not sponsoring me or anything, or they're not asking me to say any of this. I'm just saying it because I'm part of the Jam and I really like that place. It's a great place to work in, and it's where I make a lot of my stuff. But anyways, if you want to check out more of my work, I will put my social links down below, and I will see you next time.